So, when's Main Street going to open? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to talk about Main Street again today, I promise. No, today I want to catch you guys up on the state of Orange County, how Orange County is doing with respect to the pandemic, and, are things progressing well? You may remember many months ago in the before time, we would all watch with, laser beam focus where Orange County and other counties as well stood in the tier system. Every week we would get an update and we would try to see if we're going up or down with relation to maybe getting closer to orange, on our way to yellow, that kind of thing. Then we forgot all about that because the state was in total lockdown and there was no point in even watching that. We couldn't even go outside to sip water at Disneyland. But now, since they've lifted the stay-at-home order, they lifted the no outdoor dining ban, we're back to watching the tier system. And those stats are updated every Tuesday. It's Sunday now. It's taken me a little while to get to this, but anyway, stats were updated on Tuesday, and I guess things are looking up. They're looking better. As a matter of fact, I've got my handy-dandy notebook here. It says our positivity rate fell from 9% to 7.8%, which that actually puts us at the very top of the red tier. We've already improved. We've gone from purple to red for positivity rate, 9% to 7.8%. Not bad. Then, okay, so also the case rate fell. Now that's, it went from 29 cases per 100,000. That's what it measures. How many cases, new cases per 100,000 citizens. It fell from 29 per 100,000 to 20 per 100,000. That's great. That's a big improvement. That's what is that, 30% improvement. However, what's our target to get to red? 7. We have to go from 29, or we've already gone from 29 to 20. We still have to go from 20 to 7 just to get to the red tier. So that's not as good, 7. The third metric is the health equity, which I don't even know what that means exactly, although from what I understand or what I remember, this is the one that we were going to get hung up on. This was the one that was going to be practically unachievable for metro counties like LA or Orange County. The health equity went from, here, I got it right here, I promise. Again, it went down from last week, from 12.4% to 10.7%. Good news again, except the target to get to red is 8%. So we've got lots of improving to do just to get to orange, but the trend is good. We're going down and we're heading in the right direction. Actually, to give you a visual representation of what that looks like, check this out. I mean, that looks pretty good, right? I mean, the graph itself is pretty, primitive. I don't know if that's the right word in terms of what it measures. It's very basic stuff. But it does give you a very clean visual representation of what's happening. And I would imagine many of the other metrics are going to look a lot like that if we were to, well, as we saw in the other graphs before, they do have that same sort of bell curve going on there. So that gives us a very good idea of how we're doing. The numbers, as we've mentioned before, that we're getting today are very similar to those that we saw last summer. Now, we're going to put a little cold water on that. As we've said many times before, we have struggled just to get to red. But just when you try to comprehend what it is required to get to yellow, I mean, it feels hopeless. And that's where presently theme parks have to be. Theme parks have to be in yellow in order to reopen. I mentioned before, we're at 20 new cases per 100,000. For yellow, 1. You have to be at 1 case, less than 1, not even 1, but less than 1 new case per 100,000. Come on. And same or close to it for the other metrics, as we've already shown, where we have, it's downward, but there's still, I mean, if we're here, we still have to get all, I mean, I'm out of frame now. I'm out of frame about where we have to go. But like I said, that graph does give one cause or pause for optimism. In fact, that trend was enough for Great America to announce that they were going to open, I think it was, in April, I think is what they said a couple weeks ago. And apparently it's enough for Six Flags, Magic Mountain. Well, all of Six Flags parks, but specifically Magic Mountain as it pertains to us here in California. Magic Mountain has declared that they're going to open in the spring of 2021. They didn't give a date, an actual date. They just said spring of 2021. Now, my reaction to Great America was, what? And now we got Six Flags doing the same thing. And again, my reaction is, what, how? And so apparently some folks on Twitter agreed with me. This is pretty funny. I got a kick out of that when I saw that. Somebody asked in that thread on Twitter, when are you going to open? And it's like, we'll let you know. We don't have a date, but we're going to let you know. And they're doing this while, again, being firmly entrenched in the purple tier, approaching red, but still, that's a goal to get to still, is just red. And again, the question is how? How are they doing this? Because right now, under the current guidelines, nobody can open. But the answer to that is, I think, just blind faith and hope. But yeah, it just seems like they're just saying, you know what, we think we're going to be in the yellow tier by then. No frickin' chance that's going to happen, but that's what they think, that's what they're going with. Orange tier, maybe. They might have a chance at orange tier, but they still can't open in orange tier under the present guidelines. Now, there is that bill that we talked about a little while back that they're trying to get through to put theme parks in orange tier in terms of being eligible to reopen. That hasn't been voted on yet, as far as I can tell. We still don't know if that's going to happen. But a lot of local, Anaheim, the city of Anaheim is putting their weight behind it. They're supporting that bill, naturally. They would support anything that helps them open things right now. But aside from that, it makes me think that there's maybe more going on here than just faith and hope. Listen to what Governor Newsom said recently when asked if he thought that counties might leave purple by spring. He said, I'm quoting, "The answer is yes. Based on trend lines, if the trend lines continue, you'll see counties move not just from purple to red, but more and more red to orange." Keep in mind, it was trends just like this that informed his decision to remove the ban on outside dining. No reason to think that he wouldn't do or couldn't do something similar with the tier system. He could simply say, we're moving the parks to the orange tier, apart from the bill that's trying to be pushed through. He could just arbitrarily say, we're moving them from yellow to orange. Or he could simply scrap the tier system altogether and then just make a plain blanket, everybody's got to wear a mask and social distance statement or, mandate. Now, meanwhile, you've got Kappa. This is the organization that has been, advocating and lobbying for theme parks during this time. And they've published the plan that is, to help theme parks open safely. And part of that plan, again, is asking for the state to move theme parks into the orange tier. You can even go to their website and you could put your support behind that as well. You could send an email to Governor Newsom through their website if you agree with their position. But again, this is just getting theme parks moved from yellow to orange. Personally, I don't even think getting to orange is possible for an area like Orange County or LA or even Ventura County where Six Flags is. I don't think it's possible to get even to orange. The populations there we're far too dense in order to put that kind of improvement. There's just too many people here. So the bill, Kappa, Six Flags, Great America, I feel like they're just doing this in order to get all of this sort of positivity out into the universe and let the universe answer their question, answer their call for things to improve. Be that the government in what they're doing in terms of allowing or not allowing parks to open, or for the actual pandemic to improve, because things are improving. Things are improving, and that's why when you talk about, or when I see things like Great America and Six Flags saying we're going to open in spring, it's more than just wishful thinking. The one question that we still haven't answered, as I think about this, one that gets asked of me a lot. We've heard from Kappa, we've heard from Great America, we've heard from Six Flags. We've heard all of that, but we haven't actually heard directly from Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm. Their silence means a little something here, I think, because they're the two biggest players in the state when it comes to theme parks. Especially Disney. As Disney goes, obviously the rest will follow. I wonder, let's just say that Great America and Six Flags, they get all the way to spring 2021. We don't hear from the state. They don't change the guidelines. Everything is still yellow, and they open anyway. They can't, right? They can't. They can't. But let's just say if they did, what would Disneyland's response be? What would Knott's? I think Knott's might go for it. They've proven to be pretty aggressive and pretty bold. Would Disneyland stay closed? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a good question. But I think it's moot. I don't think it matters because, like I said, it's just wishful thinking on their part. It doesn't mean anything. They still can't open, and the state could still shut them down if they chose to do that. I just don't think that we're going to find out. I think we're going to know before spring, one way or the other. I think it's going to be settled for them. And I guess that's it, guys. That's our update for what's happening with theme parks with regard to the pandemic and how things are going with Orange County and LA, etc. Things are improving. It's getting better. The numbers are dropping. Let's see if it continues and if it leads to either a change in the guidelines or they just remove the guidelines altogether. I think the strategy of putting it out there in the universe, I think it just might work. I think it just might work. Let us know, you guys. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to hit that notification bell. You can follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked and on Twitter at FreshBakedIzzy. That's fresh with no E. And remember, guys, we love you very much. Please be safe out there. Don't be in a hurry. Be kind to one another. And Fresh Baked.